Hey Gemini, and you have the moon. So the moon's actually a good card. This is about dreaming, but it can also be about fear or worry of illusion. So for me, this tells me that some of you singles may have met somebody, or you're interested in somebody, or somebody's caught your attention. Maybe you've met a few people, but there's somebody in particular that you can't quite put your finger on, right? Because the moon has different phases, just like love can, just like, you know, learning about somebody can. So this is almost like sometimes you feel like you're in the dark with this person, like maybe you're not quite sure what's going on, and other times they're fully illuminated and they're beautiful and you feel like you can see everything and see the big picture, and that leaves you craving more. And yet then you kind of get, you know, a phase of the moon that's a little more of a sliver, and you kind of feel like it, you know, is that a bear or a ladybug? Like you're not quite sure what's going on. So this tells me that some of you singles have either met somebody or you will, and they're going to pique your interest. And again, it could be a few people, but somebody in particular has kind of sparked your curiosity and you're interested in getting to know them better, but you're not quite sure. So one minute you're feeling very dreamy about the whole situation, and the next minute you're kind of like, whoa, I have to pay attention for bullshit and red flags, and I can't quite get a grasp of exactly who this is or what they're portraying. And it's not that they're being sneaky, I don't get that at all, but maybe they're being cautious too. So don't, you know, don't heed too much caution in thinking that they're up to no good. It could just be that they're only going to show you what they're capable of in baby steps, right? Maybe they've been hurt and so they don't want to be hurt again, and you're kind of in the same position, and so they're being kind of transparent with you. Or not as transparent with you as you'd like, and then one minute you feel like they're being very transparent. So it feels kind of back and forth. For anybody looking to reconcile this, kind of, it's illusion too. I feel like if you haven't been in contact with this person, you will be soon, and you're not going to quite see the big picture. You're going to kind of feel like, well, you just contacted me, what do you want? And you want them to. I mean, you wouldn't be wondering about your ex if you didn't. I mean, some of you may be going, I hope he or she is okay, but come on, let's be honest. If you're wondering about them, you're wondering, did they move on? You're wondering if there's another chance, if you really care about them. Nothing wrong with that. I was telling another sign that I read an article, and I thought it was pretty interesting because it said that 50% of relationships reconcile, or at least give it another go. And that's people who want to, because then they said another portion of people don't want to, never want to get back with their ex. So, I mean, you have a pretty good shot of at least having a chance of reconciling if that's something you're interested in and you put your heart and soul into it. The moon tells me, though, that maybe you've gotten in contact with them or they've gotten in contact with you, and there's a little bit of evasiveness. Like maybe you're unsure of what they want, and maybe they're unsure of what they want. Maybe you guys are both kind of like doing a little dance because you're not telling them, oh, I love you and miss you, and they're not telling you that either. You guys are kind of feeling each other out. Not a bad spot to be in. I mean, everybody kind of keeps their guard up in situations like that, right? So it's not a negative, just means maybe it's going to be a little slow moving to see what you both want. The next card you have is internal factors. So this is anything that helps or hinders, you know, you're coming into the month, the moon, and you have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a very good place to be, especially internally, because this is feelings or challenges, and this is and could help, and this is definitely helpful because this says, Gemini, you're coming into the month feeling daring and charming and confident, and that tells me that, okay, even if this person, if you're single and that person that you've met hasn't really given you the go-ahead or the green light to like jump on board, come into my life, or get to know me better, again, maybe they're taking baby steps. And I don't, like I said, think it's deceptive at all. I think they're just protecting themselves, and why not? The dating world now is just crazy, so come on, give them a break if that's what they're doing. And it may be you that's also leading them to do that, because maybe you're guarding yourself, and in turn they're doing the same. So it's kind of like a give and take little dance. The Knight, though, says that, hey, like, I'm here, I feel good, I am going to charm your socks off, and I'm ready to be charmed. I really feel, Gemini, whoever it is that you've met, or the few people you've met, or are going to meet, again, this is progressive, so it could be the next few weeks, it's going to be, you're going to want to charm them, and they're going to want to charm you, and it's going to be like a 50-50. And that may be where the fear of the moon comes in a little bit, because you're kind of like, whoa, I've never had somebody who puts this kind of effort in. Maybe you're used to the same routine dating and somebody's piqued your interest because they're not sticking to it. So you're a little confused as to what's going on. And the Knight says, hey, you know, let's do this. I'm feeling good about it. I want to meet people. I want to date. I want something good in my life. I've got this energy vibe, and I'm going to put it out in the universe, and it's going to return something excellent to me. You're just feeling daring, and you're not being stupid about it either. It's not daring like, you know, going out with like somebody dangerous or doing something stupid. It's daring like, I'm going to hit up this guy. I normally wouldn't talk to this guy. I kind of feel like maybe I wouldn't be good enough, which you are, but in your own head, hello, we all do that, right? There's that whole league, are they in my league? It's all crap. But literally, you know, you're kind of like, I wouldn't normally talk to that person. I normally wouldn't reach out to that person. Hey, maybe you wouldn't even normally reach out to anybody because you're more of a traditional, I believe in them contacting me first. And, you know, you're just kind of like, hey, I'm going to reach out to everybody that I think looks attractive. If you're on a dating site, maybe you're in a meetup group and you're not used to walking up to somebody and having a conversation, but maybe, you know, I actually read something recently by a guy. If I knew his name, I'd give him credit for it because I don't remember, but it's kind of garbled anyway, so I'm not like quoting anything, but it was something along the lines of challenge yourself to talk to one person a day for 30 days. It's very interesting because at the end, everybody who did it, male or female, was like, I feel more comfortable in my skin and I feel more comfortable talking to people. It was like, walk up to somebody in the grocery store and ask what time it is, and then say, hey, by the way, my brother's birthday's coming up and that's a great watch. Where did you get it? Or, you know, if you're male, like, hey, my sister's birthday's coming up and she wants her haircut. Do you know a salon around here? It's very interesting. And I guess a lot of people really resonated with it and they were able to communicate with people better after 30 days. So, not trying to get off track, but this tells me that you're coming out of your like comfort zone and you're doing things you normally wouldn't do. If you're looking to reconcile, this is bold. This is very, you're also charming your ex, or they're going to be charming you. I can't tell, like I said, for both for single and for anybody looking to reconcile, this is very even keel because there's ups and downs in both of this. This is, you know, dreaming, but it's also like fear of being taken advantage of or not seeing something. And this is like confidence and energy and daring, but it doesn't mean that you're that you don't have a little bit of, like, you're not harnessing yourself, that you're not holding back a little bit. So very good. Anybody looking to reconcile, I feel like if you're going to talk to your ex, or if they start talking to you, you really are going to try and charm the socks off of them, or they're going to you, and you're going to feel confident, and you're just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to throw everything on the table and be like, hey, I missed you, I love you, what do you say to that? All right, so the next card you have is your distant past, which is over the past few years. It could be 10 years, and you have justice. And I always bring this up, as I've repeated, and I won't repeat after this month, and I don't know why other readers do, but I'm thinking it's something similar to this. I always bring the past in. There's always a past position because whatever comes up in that past position is something that you may need to be reminded of from your past. So maybe something you enjoyed, maybe something you didn't enjoy. Sometimes the card is very harsh and it can be depression or anxiety, or sometimes it's like this with justice, where it's like you're looking at causes and effect. And so every time you get a past card in a spread each month, it's kind of saying, okay, either let this go from your past and make sure you're not bringing it in this month, or you're starting to reminisce about things from your past that month, and you either need to harness them because it was really good, or be careful because it may be a pattern of behavior that you've experienced that has put you in a position that you don't like, and so you're trying to get away from that and change things in order to get what you want, right? So the Justice card is about cause and effect, and I always read this the same for whether you're single, whether you're partnered, whether you're reconciling, because again, this is distant, so this probably isn't the ex you're looking to reconcile with. But justice is about cause and effect. So I feel like whether you're single or you're reconciling, you're looking at what happened, what role do I play in a relationship? What do I bring to the relationship? And what effect does that have in the relationship? Look, none of us are perfect, and nobody should pretend that they're even close, because we all make mistakes, we all have different habits, we all have different behaviors. So this tells me that you're looking, Gemini, very closely at what you do and what, you know, your past partners have done, how you've reacted, behaviors you've had. You know, some of you were in young coupled relationships where you partied a lot, and then one of you grew up faster than the other one and it split you up. Some of you, you know, had issues like money issues, and as a couple you guys argued about money a lot. It's very there were a lot of absolutes where the Justice card is concerned. So some of you, it seems like we're in a relationship where somebody kind of gave you ultimatums and they were like, hey, you know, it's either this way or we're done. It's either my way or the highway. And you finally got out of it and you're realizing now, like, hey, no, that's not how it works. It flows both ways, which is interesting because you're kind of 50-50 with how you're coming into the month, in the fact that you're giving what you receive, and it's kind of a give and take. You're not giving 10% expecting somebody to come 90 and vice versa. So Justice is kind of telling you, keep with it, you know, have that morality of knowing that you're not better than anybody, nobody's better than you, and that you can come together peacefully with a lot of different people if you respect them, if you treat them the way you want to be treated. I mean, I know, cliche, whatever, but it is. I mean, put out in the universe what you want to get back. Otherwise, if you put crap out and you treat people like crap, you're going to get that back eventually. So, and Gemini, they're not those type of people to just up and treat people like crap. Like, some of my closest family members are Gemini, and they're not that type of person. So, I think a lot of you may have been kind of controlled, or not controlled, but in a relationship that was manipulative and controlling, and you're looking at really finding a balance in your life. So the next card you have is the immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or two, and you have the Eight of Cups. So this tells me exactly why you're kind of feeling like this, because this is stagnation. So this is you wanting to meet somebody and you want like to develop a really good relationship. If you're single, you're feeling like, come on, you know, let's move on forward. Like, I've had dissatisfaction in my past. I've dealt with dating sites. I've dealt with, you know, dating groups or whatever type of, you know, dating you're doing, and you haven't been satisfied with anybody. And now, like I said, if you haven't met this person, you will. Somebody is piquing your interest. And so the past few weeks you felt not accomplished in the dating sites and dating world. You felt kind of like, maybe I should just give up. Nothing's moving forward. I know what I want. Why can't I find it? You got to kiss a lot of frogs, right? You do. I mean, I've been there, done that, and you have to. It's a numbers game. I hate to say it, but it really is. You could talk to 20 people and may not like more than one person. It's just the way, you know, it happens nowadays. Sometimes I think technology ruins that connection you actually need in order to meet somebody special, but that's a whole other subject, right? So the Eight of Cups is definitely you thinking the past few weeks, like, what is going on? Is there anybody out there for me? I'm tired of weeding through the bullshit. But like I said, coming the first week or two, I really see you, you know, it's going to start moving, because the Eight of Cups, even though it's about stagnation, it starts to move. It starts to flow. So the past few weeks, you may have been feeling like, oh, this isn't moving, but now you're going to start seeing it move. And anybody looking to reconcile, it kind of tells me that maybe you reached out to your ex, or they reached out to you, although I get the feeling a lot of you were reached out to. Somebody contacted you. And you're kind of like, yay, you contacted me. And now you're like, what the heck? What do you want? What are we doing? It's not moving anywhere. You said hi. You said hello. You said, I miss you. What have you been up to? Whatever it could be. Maybe they text you something like, how are you doing? How's it going? Just wanted to make sure you're okay. And you're kind of like, hello. I know you love me. I love you still. Could you get a move on? Like, what are we doing? So just be patient, but I feel a lot of like anxiety and it goes along well with the moon, because like I said, you're kind of like, well, what do you want? You know, one minute you're like contacting me, and the next minute you're like, haven't heard from you in a couple days. So you're feeling very like up and down, not sure which way the wind is blowing right now. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months, I knew the Queen of Swords. So you have some very powerful cards here. The Queen of Swords is about insightfulness, you know, honesty, critical thinking. So this is definitely, okay, if you're looking to reconcile, this tells me that some of you may find out some stuff about your ex that you may not want to know. Or you may find out the truth about something that you knew was the truth and you didn't really want to know, and now you know it. Now, it's not necessarily a negative thing, but it is critical. So it means that if you do find out things about your past, you really have to make the decision. If you care about that person, you're not going to be overly critical of it. If you don't care about that person after you find out whatever the information is, then leave it and move on. But some of you may find out some things, and it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but maybe you thought that they weren't being honest about money or their job, or maybe they were, you thought maybe they cheated, and maybe you're going to find out they did. But again, the Queen isn't negative, and it also ties to charity, which may just be whatever they say, and it could be something as, I don't want to say as little, because everybody's problems are problems to them, right? So they always seem big regardless of how it is. But it may not be something like adultery. It could just be, again, they weren't honest with you about money. Why, if you have money for some reason, like maybe somebody was not honest on how they were spending it, because maybe they picked up a habit of like smoking, or they started smoking again, or whatever the case may be for you, and how that resonates with you. There was some sort of dishonesty. You're going to find honesty in it, but it's also about charity. So I think whatever you find out, you're going to just be like, look, I love you enough to get past this, but next time if you lie to me, it's over. Point blank. That's what I feel like is coming to fruition for you over the next few months. I feel like you're really going to care again about this person. You're really going to feel this charming energy, and I think the more that you open up to them, the more that they're going to illuminate the full moon for you. If you're single, it's the same thing, but this is, same in the honesty and the insightfulness, but this is different in the fact that these things that you fear, like whether you're getting bullshitted or not, are going to come, it's going to be clear. It's going to be brought to your attention, and it's not negative either. It's about getting the full picture and really seeing who this person is about, because I think whoever this person you've met or you're about to meet is somebody that is going to kind of flow along in your life for a little while. And the Queen is saying that you're going to find some sort of insightful ding 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 that, hey, this is a really good match for me. No, I'm not saying it's your twin flame or maybe the person you're going to marry. Time will tell on this, because the Queen isn't shouting like, yes, love. The Queen is saying, get to know me. I'm putting myself out there. I'm going to be completely honest with you. You put yourself out there and be completely honest with me, and we'll do the tango that way. That way there's no secrets or anything hidden over the next few months. The next card you have is your immediate future. Oh, look at that Ace of Coins. The immediate future is over the next few weeks, possibly into the next month. And the Ace of Coins is amazing, because that is prosperity, beginnings, opportunity, potential, meeting new people. So if you're dating, this is definitely, if you do have this spark and you have met somebody, or again, it could be a few people. I do think you'll narrow it down to one, maybe two this month. The Ace is all about the new beginnings. It's all about the potential shining through. It's all about, the possibilities, kind of like you planted a seed, it's going to grow. And then this Queen is really going to be telling you, honestly, where your relationship's going to go. It's almost like there's going to be no holds bar. You're going to kind of leak more about yourself. They're going to leak more about themselves. It's going to be like touch and go, And when I say leak, I mean more like emotion or heart, like getting the romantic juices flowing. But also, as I said with the moon, they're protecting themselves. You are too. And with the Ace, you're going to give them the opportunity to get to know you. Full, clear, honest, no games, no secrets, no anything. And they're going to do the same with you. I mean, this is an excellent card for the immediate future, because something's going to blossom here, and it's going to be prosperous, which is definitely excellent. And it could be with one or two people. I really think you're going to single it out, but it's all about new beginnings. It's all about potential. So just keep doing what you're doing. Steady wins the race, right? And so for singles, I really think like it's going to grow into something pretty amazing once you get to know this person. I think the thing that's holding you both back, or that will hold you both back, which isn't a negative. It's going to be getting to know each other honestly, getting to know each other on a different plane. Maybe you're used to, you know, kind of being charmed, but charmed in a way that's like false. And now it's like the thing that's piqued your interest here is the fact that they're just not feeding you any lines. They're just straight up, hey, this is me, how you doing? If you're looking to reconcile, same thing. The next few weeks shows blossoming, potential, new beginnings. So this tells me that things could actually move in a very positive way. And for anybody looking to reconcile, I kind of feel like it may move fast. Like maybe part of maybe you were heading to the altar or getting a pet together or moving in together. And I feel like this is kind of like, yes, right now you're feeling as though they're not being completely open with you, or they're not moving fast enough, and then the ace kind of starts growing out of the ground and you just hang on for the ride. I don't think it's going to be too fast or overbearing. You're still going to have time for this critical thinking and honesty and looking at everything. But if you truly want to be back with this person and they do you, it's going to happen pretty quick. It's almost like you're going to pick up where you left off, but you're going to have a new beginning and change some things you did, because it feels like for Gemini, some of the things you were doing in the past weren't healthy. And not you and not them, but like maybe you guys were fighting too much, or you were being, you know, one of you is not trusting the other, etc. So definitely the next few weeks are going to be positive for you. The next card you have is any external factors, so anything that's tangible going on throughout the month. You have the Fool, and this could happen in the first few weeks, throughout the middle, the end, and I mean, it could play itself out for the entire month. It just depends on, you know, the ups and downs of the month. But the Fool is same thing as the Ace, new beginnings. You know, this is fearlessness, this is potential. So, you know, like I said, if you're looking to reconcile, this is definitely kind of starting over. The Fool card is the very first card in the major arcana, so you're starting a whole cycle again. And some people have one cycle in their life, some people have 20 cycles in their life, some people don't complete a cycle in their life, just depends. But the Fool is definitely new beginnings. It could also mean birth, so maybe some of you get back together, you're going to try for a child. Maybe you're getting back together because you found out you're pregnant. Maybe you haven't been separated that long and you found out you're pregnant, and that kind of sealed the deal, or you know, moves a relationship back together because, you know, you're bearing a child. It's also about fearlessness. So I think that if you haven't heard from your ex, or if you have and they're being kind of like this, but maybe they've made some mistakes or whatnot, like I said in the past, I think you're just going to be like, you know what, I don't care. Like, let's do this. Let's see where we go. Worst case scenario is we've been here before, but if we both want this and we want to try it again, we need to put both feet on the ground and continue moving forward. For anybody who's single, this is also about potential. This is about innocence too. So this is about a brand new relationship if you're single. This is about something you've never been through before. Like I said, I think this person is showing you a side of them that you're not used to, because you're used to people that you have to read between the lines, and you just don't have to. Yes, you're going to feel like, why are they being so discreet, or why are they not? But it's because they're, you know, keeping themselves safeguarded. And the more that you're honest with them and the more that you open up with them, they will too. And I'm not saying that you, again, have to come 90 and they only have to come 10. That wouldn't be fair. But they're going to open up to you as much as you do them. And for some of you, I feel like they're not quite sure how you feel, so, or like where you stand. Maybe they have really strong feelings for you and you do too, but one of you isn't like showing the other or treating it as such, so the other one's feeling a little nervous about it. Just throw it all on the table and say how you feel. I mean, again, worst case scenario, you stay single and move on, right? But I just don't see that happening. I really think whoever this is that you've met or are going to meet is going to be very positive. The next card you have is internal factors. Well, of course, the Nine of Swords. And this is internal, and, you know, it wouldn't be Gemini if you didn't show your dual personalities, right? So the Nine of Swords is about depression, introversion, fear, negative energy. And again, this is internal. This is in your head. And of course, this is your external. So very dual identity there of you, Gemini, to present yourself, you know, as your natural sign, which is dual personality sometimes. So on the outside, you're feeling this, showing this, you're ready for new beginnings. On the inside, you are worried, fearing that maybe this is too good to be true, fearing that this isn't the same bullshit that other people have put you through, and therefore you're not sure what to do with yourself because, of course, anything that could be good, we're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? It's too good to be true. Couldn't happen to me. So don't do this. Don't let the ugly hand crush you. Keep it at bay down here. Don't let it overtake this hand. Because Gemini, you have so much to look forward to. Like I said here, you have to go for it. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything. You could just say, screw you, Dark Dove, and I'm not listening to your advice. But if you want this, you need to go for it, because this is introversion. And if you introvert, then the person that you met or the person you're going to meet that's going to kind of knock your socks off because they're going to treat you like an actual human being and not try and BS their way into your life. If you're quiet and you introvert because you're fearful of it, you're going to scare them off, or they're just going to think that you're like everybody else they've dated. So definitely keep in mind, keep your wits about you. I know it's scary. I know it can be crazy. I know it can be depressing because you feel like, I want it now, I deserve it, I'm a good person, I'm good in relationships, but don't do that to yourself. And if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. If things are going well or things present themselves well, don't do this, don't do the depression. Even if they don't, you know what, screw it. At the end of the day, you're always going to meet somebody else. I know it's easier said than done. I've had heartbreak. I've been through terrible times with exes, whatever. I get that. And it's always easier, right, when you're already on the working your way back up other side. But you know it's going to come. You know that you're not going to be depressed for the rest of your life and totally introverted and never going to meet Mr. Right or Mrs. Right. So I know, again, easier said than done, but these cards are saying there's new beginnings there. So let's say it doesn't work out, there's still new beginnings there. However, like I said, I'm getting the feeling that it's going to work out, or that you're going to have the opportunity for a new beginning with your ex. However, if something does present itself, like let's say, they were not honest about something, you have to choose before you start this whole thing up again, whether you're going to let that affect the rest of your relationship, or whether you're going to get over it and air the dirty laundry and throw it out. That's really what you're going to have to decide. There's no need to be depressed here if the signs are where they need to be. If it doesn't work out and you're not happy and they're not happy, cry yourself a river, swim down it, and get over it. The next two cards you have are going to be about your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. And you have the Queen of Coins, and the outcome is the Six of Wands. So, the Queen of Coins for your hopes and fears is very good. This is about being practical, being generous. This is also very maternal, so that goes back to some of you may be pregnant or have found out you were pregnant. For anybody looking to reconcile, you may have found out you're pregnant, and maybe there were fights and breakups because of hormones or different things. Maybe you knew you were pregnant and you guys were fighting a lot because you're both scared. So this does show that somebody out there is pregnant and you're feeling very nurturing, and that's why you're wanting you and your ex to get back and things to go well and smooth and move in a more positive direction, because you want to raise this child with somebody. On the flip side, for anybody looking to reconcile, this is about being practical as well. So this is about saying, okay, it may not be moving as fast as I want. They contacted me and I'm like, what is going on? Or I contacted them and we're not moving as fast as I want. But the Queen of Coins is saying, be patient, because it doesn't happen overnight. So be generous with your time, be generous with your heart if that's what you want. If it's not what you want, then leave it at the doorstep and move on. But this is, be patient, just, wear this flowered crown, sit as an angel with a halo. Don't show your devil side right now, because what your ex may need to see is forgiveness and your ability to get over the past and move on without holding it against them for the rest of their lives. Anybody who's single, this is also the same thing. Be practical. But it seems like you are, because it's not like you're falling in love right this second. Your curiosity sparked. You're excited. You have these new beginnings, but you're being very practical. You're saying, okay, I like this person. I care about this person, but we're not moving in together tomorrow. Maybe there has been talk, or maybe you will have talk about, like, what do you want in life? Do you want kids? Do you want to get married? And you're kind of on the same page because you're both looking for very similar things. You're not looking for any drama. You're just looking for something that is real, genuine, and has potential to be something serious for you both. The outcome of the month is the Six of Wands, and that's great because it's about victory, achieving, pride, you know, and if you're single, you're going to feel kind of a victory. You're going to feel like, finally. I think some of you are really going to breathe like a breath of fresh air, just going, okay, I can do this, and I met somebody amazing, and this is pretty cool, and this is what I'm looking for. I mean, okay, it's not always going to be peaches and roses, right? Let's, again, take the practicality of the Queen. But you know that. You've been through all this crap before. So the Six of Wands is you literally saying, this is amazing. This is the first time I've actually felt like somebody might be a really good fit for me, and they're not playing any games. I mean, it's like being at the finish line. So this could be pretty serious, Gemini. This could be somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, completely genuine, open, honest, and upfront. And you're going to enjoy it. And if you're looking to reconcile, it's the same thing. This is a victory. So you're going to feel good about your decision. You're going to feel good about getting back together. And you're going to take pride in the fact that, you know, you're able to build your relationship back up and not hold, you know, again, I feel like some things are going to come to the forefront, and you're going to find that you're actually really good at reconciling and getting past that and not holding their feet to the fire because they're not going to you. Although I think for a lot of you, you have more reason to hold their feet to the fire than they do you. But regardless, you're going to decide not to point fingers, and you're going to feel victorious because you're going to feel like, we did this. We can do this. We're going to get through this. So really good, Gemini. I think it's going to be a very good month for you.